Top of the morning to you. Today we'll be talking about chapters 9, 10 and 11 and about how ideas found in this text correlate with ideas found in my own life. Now this first idea is found in chapter 9 on page 269. It's about social media and about whether social media causes narcissism. Now I believe absolutely it does, that social media does absolutely encourage narcissistic thinking and a mindset of narcissism. I think the reason this is true is because whenever you post something to social media, you're portraying a certain image of yourself that people will see. And you're able to be very selective about the picture people see of yourself. You're not giving out a live stream of your entire life, rather you're posting individual snapshots of what your life is like. With this in mind, people will think about what they'll post and they'll think about themselves and their own life, which encourages narcissism. In order to put their best face forward, they are forced to think about themselves quite a lot, and that essentially encourages narcissism. Now, I absolutely fall victim to this trap. I post pictures of myself, and I find it difficult to post an ugly picture of myself. I like to post pictures where I look good in the image, and there's a nice background, and it makes me look impressive or something. So I'm absolutely a victim to this narcissism caused by social media. Moving right along to chapter 10, page 298 talks about aerobic exercise and the various benefits that come out of aerobic exercise, from lengthening your life itself and simply in decreasing depression and anxiety. I can personally relate to this. I enjoy aerobic exercise. This summer I was able to go backpacking in California, and I really enjoyed it, although it was very difficult. Now, there was one moment I can remember quite well. I was hiking up a mountain. It was very difficult. The trail was steep. I was very high up in the hills. The air was very thin. But I had a very good time. It was physically very difficult, but I really enjoyed myself. It was amazing to be up there in the fresh mountain air, and I enjoyed for some reason how hard my heart was beating and how difficult it was to walk up this incline. But it was really a fantastic time, a really jolly old time I had up on this hill. And it is because of this aerobic stimuli that for some reason we are de-stressed and relaxed by physical exertion. Now this next idea is found on page 306, and it's the concept of adaptation level phenomena. For our experience, neutral is defined by our past instead of some objective level. So what we see as normal is only defined by what we've experienced prior. And we can see this idea play out in society. Western culture is very affluent. We have all these gadgets and devices, computers and iPhones and Costco, and we have a very easy life compared to our predecessors for the past few hundred years. And yet we're not content. We have rising suicide rates. People aren't happy. People aren't content with all this stuff that they have, despite how easy it is to live compared to hundreds of years ago. I believe we as a culture are no happier than we were 300 years ago, and this goes to prove this idea of adaptational phenomena, that contentment isn't tied to some objective level. This idea actually has spiritual application. Philippians 4 verses 12 to 13 says, "I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all things through him who gives me strength." And I think God has shown us the way to contentment, that it really isn't stuff. It's really him and living out his purpose for us. Something I noticed on page 315 are the ideas of peripheral root persuasion and central root persuasion. I was in debate in high school. I competed in team policy debate, and I wasn't very good at the whole talking part aspect of it, not when I was younger. I could understand the logic and the argumentation, but I wasn't good at presenting it very well or flowery. So I would oftentimes lose the round because even if I had the upper hand in terms of argument, I couldn't present it very well. I wasn't using peripheral root persuasion, rather I was focusing on central root persuasion, which wasn't as persuasive apparently for those judges. Now this last idea is found in chapter 11, page 319, and it's the idea of conformity. This is the idea that people will conform or copy the society that they find themselves in. Now, when I was a child, I would watch and scoff at my older sister because whenever she left school, she would give hugs to all of her friends, although she would see them again within a couple of days. I thought it was ridiculous. And then I found myself doing the same thing when I was her age several years later, because all my friends would give out hugs whenever they left me. So I conformed to societal expectations. And that's all I have today. Thank you very much.